also to serve as the new governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, for a term of 5 years at the first instance, pending his confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. This directive is in conformity with Section 8(1) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007, which vests in the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria the authority to appoint the governor and 4 deputy governors for the Central Bank of Nigeria, subject to confirmation by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Furthermore, President Bola Tinubu has approved the nomination of 4 new deputy governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria for a term of 5 years at the first instance, pending the confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. They are Nana Osoro, Muhammad Sani Abdullahi Datijo, Philip Ikeazo, and Dr. Bala Bello. 36-year-old Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Adebo Ogundoyin, has emerged the new chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria. Speaker, Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Taiwo Oluomo from the race. The appointment of Adebo Ogundoyin was thereafter confirmed through a unanimous voice vote. The constitution of the conference stipulates a 2-year term of office for its elected leadership, and this is rotated between the northern and southern parts of the country. Projects worth billions of naira embarked upon by Governor Seyi Makinde have been inaugurated by the former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Oyo State, with a charge to the state governor to continue to deliver dividends of democracy to the people of the state. Correspondent Ayomiku Ajibola reports that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, was represented at the event.
This 34.85 kilometers Isheyin-Fashola Oyo Road project is reconstructed with extra width, stone base, and thickness of 12.5 mm in line with federal government road specification, was inaugurated by the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The road will not only connect the Fashola agribusiness industrial hub of the state, but it will equally create ease of doing business and positively impact on the state economy.
Democracy dividend must involve peace, security, stability, prosperity, wealth creation, employment, and the wholesomeness of the society.
We knew that if we were to compete favorably with other states in Nigeria and become key players in our West African sub-region, we had to interconnect all the zones by road.
The former president also inspected the 1,200 hectares Fashola agribusiness industrial hub project, which was flagged off in 2021 by the state governor as part of plan to transform farm settlement in the state to agribusiness industrial park, with the aim of making the state agricultural sector globally competitive. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA.
Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja has presented checks to beneficiaries of Army Personnel Insurance Scheme. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, who was at the closing ceremony of the 2023 Combined Second and Third Quarter Chief of Army Staff Conference in Abuja, venue of the disbursement, reports that the presentation of the benefits to the families of deceased Army personnel is sequel to a presidential directive and the subsequent payment of outstanding insurance premium.
On behalf of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, I wish to respectfully reassure Mr. President of the unflinching loyalty and commitment of the service to the defense of our flourishing democracy and upholding of our Constitution.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, also enjoined officers and soldiers to recalibrate their strength to ensure the eradication of criminal elements in their theater of operations. We now pause for a break. The Week in Review continues shortly. Do stay with us.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Excellent combination of both comfort and affordability with a wide range of rooms. Royal Double, Luxury Double, Charlotte, Business, Terrace and Royal Suite. For your conference, training and seminars, our halls are fully equipped with necessary facilities just to meet your needs. Check out our restaurant to enjoy your favorite continental and intercontinental dishes and drinks. DSC Hotel, located at number 3 Reverend Oyebode Crescent, opposite Rotary Club House off NTC Road, Iyaganku, GRA, Ibadan. For inquiries, please contact 0805-513-4875 or 0703-387-0334. DSC Hotel, a peachy hospitality.
Thanks for staying tuned. Moving on now. As Nigeria joined its counterparts world over to mark International Democracy Day, stakeholders have suggested allowing youths take a center stage in decision-making, while elders should take up advisory roles. They made their position known while speaking with NTA News on the theme of year 2023 International Democracy Day. Wasiu Rauf has details.
Democracy as a system of government vested power in the people and exercised by them directly or through freely elected representatives. Apart from few nations that practice other forms of government, democracy has been rooted virtually across the world, including Nigeria. The theme for year 2023 celebration, Empowering the Next Generation, focuses on young people's essential role in advancing democracy and ensuring that their voices are included in the decisions that have a profound impact on the world. Stakeholders therefore noted that it is the time for youths to advance their active participation in the decision process of their respective nations as it is presently in the renewed Hope administration of President Bola Tinubu.
The president that should, include young ones in his administration. We can encourage in the university, we encourage in the secondary school. Let them be part of decision-making bodies.
I think it is high time the youth of Nigeria began to see the need for them to actively participate in politics and democracy.
They have all that it takes to make Nigeria a better place. They have the ideas, they have youthfulness on their side, they have modernization and modern ideas.
With the emergence of President Emmanuel Macron of France and subsequent appointment of youths into Federal Executive Council in Nigeria by President Bola Tinubu, have wherewithal and capacity to be actively involved in decision-making process of any democratic nation.
I want us, the youth in Nigeria, to key into this government, which has paved way for the youth in order to showcase their talent.
I think what the youth should do is, rather than fighting for inclusion from the elders, we support their own at every level of the government.
The United Nations set aside 15th day of September annually as International Democracy Day, which commenced many decades ago in Ibadan. Wasiu Rauf, NTA News.
In acknowledging national identity, the people learn about the country's history, the role of national identity to nationhood in the light of recent demise of Nigeria's flag designer Taiwo Akinkumi.
The identity of a nation is deeply intertwined with its history, culture, and people, and these factors play a role in defining its nationhood. In Nigeria, the diverse ethnic groups languages, and religions contribute to its unique identity, which in turn influences its nationhood. Was designed to represent the diversity of the country, the designer, late Pa Taiwo Akinkumi, is thus celebrated.
Chief Akinkumi is such a person that I think the young people need to emulate. Because the best life you can ever live is a life that outlives you. That is, after you died, people remember you. Not because of what you have done bad, but because of what you have left behind. So he's an hero by all definition.
Seen as a symbol of the country's hopes and aspirations, by flying the flag, the people are expressing their allegiance to the nation, symbolizing what the nation stands for, with their commitment to working together for a better future. In Ibadan, Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
In line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu on education for all, National Open University of Nigeria Fiditi Study Center has been birthed to help indigent students access tertiary education. This came to reality through unanimous aspiration of sons and daughters of the ancient town. Adebola Agbaje has details.
There are many ways to educate tomorrow's leaders and make higher education both accessible and affordable, but one extremely important way to bridge the gap between funding expectation and funding reality is through donations. Alumni in Nigeria are not new and have been a consistent support of their alma mater. The only level of education that enjoys massive financial and material support from their former students is the mission and government-owned secondary school, and for university level, these coordinated efforts are less common. These efforts brought into existence a study center of the National Open University of Nigeria in Fiditi by the sons and daughters of the community.
We are laying a very foundation of our future, one that promises comprehensive growth, intellectual expansion, and socio-economic elevation for all.
Let us embark on this extraordinary journey that holds in its grasp an unprecedented opportunity for our homeland.
While appealing, they said increased funding will significantly improve the quality of education in Nigerian universities and attract the best students and academics from Nigeria and around the world. From Oyo, Adebola Agbaje, NTA News.
For the benefit of a safe community, security of lives and property is a collaborative effort of the security agencies and citizens. This was impressed by the Commandant NSCDC, Oyo State Command, Michael Adara Lewa, during a working visit to the Area A Command of the Corps, Ibadan. Grace Ayonleke brings us the details.
Technology advancement has made it easier for law enforcement to apprehend criminals despite how criminals are engaging technology to perpetrate their evil deeds. These came to the fore at a summit tagged Public Enlightenment on Security Issues, Everybody's Business, organized by the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, aimed at achieving a crime-free society, held in Ibadan, Oyo State capital.
It's also an opportunity for us to listen to the general populace, to have a feedback mechanism. We are serving them, but in the area that we are not doing enough, they would also give us the feedback.
Taking pride in the work done so far, the stakeholders pledged their support to the NSCDC in promoting peaceful coexistence within the communities in the command.
The community had to inform the authorities that in this place, in this house, there are 2 police stations is under construction in my local government. We've given men of NSCDC 2 brand new motorbikes and a lot of things. It's more or less a wake-up call to necessary things needed to be done if we're sincere about combating security in our various domains.
We too, we are cooperating with them, which means that one, we allow them to enjoy their own service with the masses.
By being vigilant and reporting suspicious activity to combat crimes, the residents and businesses in the Area A Command, comprising of divisions in Oluyole, Ibadan Southwest, Ibadan Northwest, Ibadan North, Arelatosha, Irepo-Odun, and Ibadan West, were educated on roles to be played in promoting public safety and positive values in Ibadan. Grace Anyoleke, NTA News.
Time now for more messages. The news continues when we return.
Gbemade Hotel and Suites òtítọ́ ní ilé ìtura ọ̀nlẹ̀ yìí, ilé ìtura táwọn ẹgbẹ́ ń wárí fún pẹ̀lú àwọn yàrá tí ọyẹ́ ń kúrìrì nínú ẹ̀ tó ń ti àwọn àbùsùn tí kì í mú kára ronú. Gbogbo ohun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé lẹ́ ó máa rí wò nínú yàrá kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bá a pẹ̀lú rẹ́sítọ́ráǹtì wọn, báwo lẹ̀yin ṣe fẹ́ sí ààyè ìgbọ́kọ̀sí tó tẹ́jú pẹ̀lú ààbò tó péye fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ. Gbọ̀ngàn gbàlódé tó gba omi lẹ́ngbẹ́ ènìyàn pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀rọ amúlétutù standby generating set lọ́gọ́ tí náà bàbá lọ lówó kalẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá àwọn yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ tàbí èyí ń dé sílùú Ìbàdàn. Ilé ìtura yẹn ni kẹ́ ẹ máa lọ. Gbèmàdé Hotel and Suites tó kalẹ̀ sí Gbèmàdé opposite Leyland Ìyálóde area Ìyànà Church Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State Nigeria. Gbèmàdé Hotel and Suites ìsinmi dára ó gbọ́dọ̀ lákòókò ìgbádùn.
Welcome back. The ancient city of Ogbomosoland went agog during the week as the 21st Shogun of Ogbomoso, Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye Orumogege III, had his first appearance after 7-day seclusion. Bumi Idowu reports that other traditional rites were also carried out as the people converged on the palace to have a glimpse of the monarch for the first time since installed on the throne.
On his arrival after the compulsory 7-day seclusion, the Shogun of Ogbomosoland, Oba Olaoye Orumogege III, went round the town and ended up at the palace to the admiration of the people. Prayers were held for peace to reign during his time. Oba Afolabi Olaoye, in his first address to his people, enjoined them to join hands with him to move Ogbomoso forward.
As they say, it is a new day in Ogbomosoland.
Pre-coronation ceremony signifies the beginning of a process that will lead to the coronation of the new Oba at a later date. From Ogbomoso, Bumi Idowu, NTA News.
And as the maiden International Women's Summit of Royal Union of Owu winds down, sons and daughters of Owu Kingdom have rekindled the tradition of ancient early morning of Owu Ororun market as they exhibited the rich cultural heritage in Ibadan. Grace Anyoleke described the mood at the 2-hour market between 6 and 8 in the morning as dramatic and historic.
Acknowledging the rich heritage of the Owu people spread across 34 kingdoms around Nigeria and beyond, the women set out with a mission to recognize the inherent potential of the community while salvaging the deficit for economic growth and overall development of the people.
We discovered that we have similar cultural, social and physical problems. So that is what generated to the commencement of this first International Women's Summit, so that we will have an avenue, like a channel, to resolving solutions to all these identified problems.
Extolling the virtues and successes achieved by sons and daughters of the kingdoms in all facets of human endeavors, the summit was also an opportunity to speak truth to power.
As a human being wanting to serve Nigeria, your activities must be seen to be relevant to the needs of the people.
It's about ensuring that we do the right things that will enhance our collective benefit, our collective well-being, rather than individual benefit.
to make us great as a people.
Comprising of all Owu daughters, started with the responsibility of promoting the image of the Owu people. The Royal Union of Owu Progressive Women Summit showcases the unique pool of talent with events ranging from paper presentations, cultural markets day, cultural heritage fashion night, and awards, amongst others. In Ibadan, Grace Anyonleke, Nta News.
15 knights and ladies have been installed in Order of St. Christopher at the Cathedral of St. Peter Arimo, Ibadan. Omakende Igbari reports that it is the first of its kind in the Diocese of Ibadan North Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion since inception of the diocese in 1998.
The bishop in the chancel all night stand before the bishop to take oaths of allegiance to God. In his sermon taken from the book of 1 Corinthians, Bishop Sunday Adewale encouraged the knights and ladies to be more steadfast in their call to promote the gospel of Christ everywhere they find themselves.
The new knights, we are reminding them that this call is a call to service. As opportunity entails responsibility, the onus lies on them to be available, to be faithful, to be teachable.
We expect that in the years ahead, we will have more of the knights, Christians to the core.
The king presented the candidates to the bishop, seek blessings while friends and family joined them in thanksgiving to God in the church auditorium.
And it's a prayer that God will help us to do more than what we have been doing before.
In the work we do, we help to provide employment to a lot of Nigerians, and we'll continue to do that.
It will give everybody conscience that from God we come and to God we are going at a later stage.
It's not new to me. I've built churches, I've built priest quarters, and I say a lot of people to Jerusalem. So it's a continuation of what God has given me.
The Anglican Church has been doing a lot to promote unity and Christianity and togetherness, and I really want to be part of this.
With men like these showing example of how we can live the life of Christ, every aspect of our life as a nation will improve.
Knighthood is the highest rank in fellowship of the Anglican mission to dedicated and trusted members of the church. It is a call to be a defender of the truth and justice, also to be a promoter of peace and harmony amongst people and the Church of God. In Ibadan, Omakende Igbari, Nta News.
And that's a package on the Week in Review. We do thank you for being part of it. Do make it a date with us, same time, same station next Saturday. From it, good night.
Nta